G'day guys and welcome back to the channel. Today we are checking out a BeelStarmon Turbo deck, and what I mean by turbo is we're trying to fill our trash up as quickly as possible with those 7 cost options so that we can get that Beelstar out for super cheap, maybe even free sometimes. And so we're also maximizing on cards that help us search through the deck, help us fill our trash. We're cutting out the stuff in the middle, but enough blabbering, let's get right into the profile. As per usual, we're going to be first looking at our Digitama, our Digi-Eggs, and we are running 4 Demi-Meramon. So as we spoke about in the intro, this deck is all about turboing out BeelStarmon. And to do that, we need to get our 7 cost options in the trash as quickly as possible, which is why we run Demi-Meramon as our egg. So on deletion, it's inheritable. On deletion, draw 1, then trash 1. So good for cycling through, finding our pieces, finding our Beelstar, but also filling our trash with those 7 cost options. Because if we don't get them in the trash, this deck kind of falls flat on its face. Moving on to our level 3s, which are there for a very similar purpose. We are running 4 of the BT2 Gabumon, and we are also running 3 of the BT2 Impmon. So Gabumon's in there because its inheritable is pretty much the same as Demi-Meramon, except instead of drawing 1, trashing 1, we are drawing 2, trashing 1. So just the extra draw, find those pieces, find the things you want in trash, keep the things you want in hand, really handy. And then Impmon on deletion, so it's not inheritable, just its normal effect is on deletion, trash the top 3 cards of our deck. So once again, helps us fill that trash, get those things in there that we need. And if we do trash something that we want off Impmon, we've got a few different ways to cycle things back, like our Mat and our Calling from the Darkness, which we'll talk about later on. Right, moving on to the level 4s, we're going to begin with the last of our searches and our trashes, which is Eismon Scatter Mode. So on deletion, we're going to draw 3, trash 2. So the ideal stack that we have underneath Eismon is the Gabu and the Demi-Mera. And so with that, in total, we are drawing 3, 5, 6 cards and trashing 2, 3, 4 cards. So really good to cycle, find those pieces, get the things that we want in trash in there. And we do have a few different ways, because we all know Eismon Scatter Mode has jamming when it swings at security. We do have a few different ways to self-delete Eismon to still trigger those effects so that we can make sure we're playing towards the deck's playstyle. The other level 4 that we are running is Genkakumon Promote. Main reason why we have this in there is because of its rush ability. There's a few different ways that we can spam out Genkakumon Promote, and that's how we're going to really apply a lot of pressure, swing for game, get multiple checks in turn, is with this rush ability. The other really handy thing about this is it's a 1 cost to evolve on top of a level 4. So if we really need to, if our Eismon doesn't die, we don't have a way to delete it, we can evolve on top of it for 1 just to get that extra search, but we try not to do that. Alright, this deck doesn't run any level 5, so we're going straight to the level 6, which is our big boss monster, BeelStarmon. This is also the only level 6 that we run in this deck, because this is all about pieces that will help bring BeelStarmon out as quickly as possible. So for those of you that don't know, BeelStarmon is a 12 cost to play normally, but its effect is when we play this card from our hand, we can reduce its play cost by 1 for each 3 musketeers, which includes itself because BeelStarmon is a 3 musketeer, and any option cards with the memory cost of 7 for our trash. So we run a whole bunch of them in this deck, so we can easily get BeelStarmon out for free with the amount of stuff that we can get into our trash. The other effect is the on play, we can return 1 option card with a memory cost of 7 from our trash to our hand, then we can use 1 option card with a memory cost of 7 in our hand without using its memory costs. So the options that we have help with board wipes, help spam out our Genkakumon Promote so we can keep swinging with him, get in those lots and lots of checks. So yeah, a really handy card to see. And there are ways, as we said, if we do trash them off our Impmon or have to trash them off our Eismon and other things, we do have ways to recycle the BeelStarmon. Moving on to the last of the Digimon in the deck, yes, very low Digimon count in this deck, but we are running 2 Omnimon Zwart Defeats. Zwart Defeats, really good security Digimon. So when it's checked, it comes out into play. Super handy. The when Digivolving effect does come up quite a lot in this deck. So we can evolve on top of the BeelStarmon because it is a purple. Omnimon Zwart Defeat can go on top of the purple or black Digimon. But it's when Digivolving, we can delete one of our opponent's Tamers. Really good in a very hybrid focused format. The other effect is when this guy gets deleted, we get to delete one of our opponent's Digimon. And very rarely with the way I play this deck is my opponent deleting my Zwart Defeat. It's usually me deleting it so that I can extend my plays with things like Analog Youth to gain more memory, delete some of their big bad things that they're going to try and play around defeat with. Yeah, I can easily just take out my own defeat to delete something, extend my plays. Starting off with the Tamers, we are running 2 of the BT2 mats. So Matt is in there as our memory tamer. Always make sure that we start our turn with 3, really handy. And the other on-play effect is that we can return 1 purple Digimon or a purple option card from the trash to our hand. So we can use that to get our BeelStarmons back, really handy. Also helps us to get back some of our option cards like our Jack Raids, our Calling from the Darkness, our Death Claw, our Demonic Disaster, those combo options that we don't really need in trash to help make our BeelStar cheaper, but things that can just make the game a bit more of a headache for our opponent. The other tamer that we are running 4 Analog Youth. Analog Youth, on play, search the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 Digimon, trash arrest. So really good to trash those 7 cost option cards. But like I said, we have that mat to get back those other options that we may trash off Analog Youth, which are more of our play extenders. The other effect, if we have a level 5 or high Digimon that is with sources that is deleted, we can suspend this, gain a memory, hatch an egg, which combos really well with that Zwart Defeat that I spoke about. So if we go into our Zwart Defeat off our BeelStar, we can swing, get a check-in, usually not going to die, but then to self-delete it, to activate our Analog Youth, delete one of our opponent's Digimon. Just really good for those extra combo plays. Alright, now going on to what's probably the bulk of this deck, which is our option cards. We'll start off with the purple ones, the ones that we can use all the time. We've got Fly Bullet. Main effect, same as the security effect, which is important. We can delete one of our opponent's level 6 or lower Digimon. The other purple option that we are running 2 Trump Sword. So Trump Sword is in there mainly if we have an opponent that plays a level 7 Digimon that we can't delete with our Fly Bullet. So this one, we can delete one of our opponent's unsuspended Digimon. And it's also in this deck because its security effect is its main effect, which is handy to have. Moving on to the other 3 Musketeer option cards. We are running 3 Happy Bullet Showering, and we are running 2 of our Gwalt Swarmers. So for those of you who don't know, if we have a 3 Musketeer in play, we don't have to worry about the color requirements for these cards, which is why when we have a BeelStar out, we can still use these, handy to have. Happy Bullet Showering, main effect is delete all our opponent's Digimon with the lowest DP. So good for the bit of removal, especially with versing, say, a blue hybrid or things that have lots of little Digimon, maybe like a Cherubimon deck. But the reason why we play more of this one than, say, Shawarma is because its security effect is to activate its main effect. Whereas Shawarma, it just adds to our hand. And for Gwalt Shawarma, main effect is delete all Digimon, that includes on your side, which we don't usually have to worry about. And if we do, it's only really helping us. Delete all Digimon with a play cost of 7 or less. The last of the 7 cost options that we are running 3 of the Nailbone, which comes from the purple starter deck. So some really cool effects going on here. So the main effect is you may play 1 purple level 3 and 1 purple level 4 Digimon from our trash without paying its memory cost. So that helps us get into our promotes. This is the main card that we're going to spam with BeelStar to keep bringing out promotes, to just keep swinging for gain. The other effect, which is its security effect, is we may play 1 purple level 4 lower Digimon from our trash. without paying its memory cost. So usually we are, if we're checking this in security and we're still not at the time to kind of go off, we're going to be bringing back our scatter mode so we can keep searching, keep firing those pieces. Otherwise, we can bring back the promotes to just do some more damage next turn. Now moving on to our option cards to help extend our plays, we are running 2 Jack Raid. Gain 1 memory for every 10 cards you have in trash. We can fill that trash pretty quickly. Security effect, gain 2 memory, always handy. The next one we are running 3 Calling of Darkness. We are also running 2 Deathclaw, and we are also running 2 Demonic Disaster. So these 3 option cards here all help self-delete our Eismon, so we can get those effects to trigger, we can still get those searches, we can fill up our trash, but they all have other secondary effects which are handy. So Calling from the Darkness, its other effect is, besides deleting one of our Digimon, is to return up to 2 purple Digimon cards from our trash to our hand. So we can recycle things like Gabumon or Eismon, or recycle our BeelStarmon when we've got too many in the trash. We're at endgame, we've got a bunch in there, but we want to cycle some things. Deathclaw, delete one of our opponent's Digimon to delete one of our Digimon to delete one of our opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. Helps remove nasty things like Bokomon or memory blockers or cost reduction Digimon that can be quite painful. And so security effect is its main effect as well. Delete a level 4 or lower Digimon on our opponent's side of the field. Whereas Calling from Darkness adds to our hand. So you can run 3 Deathclaw, maybe 2 Calling from the Darkness. I've been playing around those options. This is kind of what I've landed on there. And then Demonic Disaster. This is a BT5 option card, which you don't usually see a lot of. Main effect is delete one of our Digimon to unsuspend one of our other purple Digimon. So if we have swung with a promote, it survives, we can maybe delete that BeelStarmon, or we can delete our defeat that we have gone into, triggers analog youth, but then we also get to unsuspend, promote, and swing again. So it's a way we can spam promote besides using Nailbone is with Demonic Disaster. And it's just a security effect is we may play a level 3 purple Digimon from our trash without paying its memory cost. So we can get those Impmons out if we need to still do some searching, or we can get the Garbo out that we can go into promote next turn, swing, whatever it is. And that's the profile all done and dusted there, guys. Let us know what you thought down below, what you like, what you didn't like, what you do different. If you've run something similar to the BeelStarmon Turbo, let us know how it went. But if you guys want to see more stuff from us, make sure you are liking our videos so we know that what you guys like, what we can do more of it. And if you want to see more Digimon stuff, more TCG stuff, make sure you are subscribed. Ring that bell so you know when we put out videos. But thanks so much for your support. Thanks for watching. Stay beautiful, and we'll see you in the next one.